Hello and welcome back to the Market Pulse. Today we are diving into the full year results for one of India's leading life insurers, ICICI Prudential Life Insurance. They just released their numbers for the financial year ending March 31st, 2025.
That's right. ICICI Pru is a major player offering a wide range of life insurance, pension, and health products. They're a joint venture between ICICI Bank and Prudential PLC. These results give us a good look at how they navigated the past year.
So these are the audited financial results for the quarter and the full year ended March 31st, 2025. The board meeting was held on April 15th, 2025, where they approved these numbers. We've got the investor presentation, the press release, the board outcome, and the detailed standalone and consolidated financials to look at. Let's get straight into the headline numbers. What's the top line looking like?
Okay, focusing on their key performance metric, the annualized premium equivalent, or APE, which basically measures new business sales. It came in strong for FY 2025 at 10,407 crore rupees. That's a solid 15.0% growth year-over-year from the 9,046 crore rupees they reported in FY 2024.
A 15% growth in AP is quite healthy, especially hitting that 10,000 crore mark for the first time, as their press release highlighted. What about profitability? How did the value of new business and profit after tax perform?
Good question. The value of new business, or VNB, which represents the present value of expected future profits from new policies sold during the year, reached 2,370 crore rupees in FY 2025. That's a growth of 6.4% compared to FY 2024's 2,227 crore rupees.
Okay, so VNB growth is positive but slower than the APE growth. What does that mean for the VNB margin?
Exactly. The VNB margin for FY 2025 stood at 22.8%. This is a slight dip from the 24.6% margin they reported in FY 2024. The company mentioned in their presentation and press release that this shift is primarily due to changes in the new business product mix and some assumption changes.
Right, product mix can definitely influence margins. How did the overall profit after tax, the PAT, look for the year?
Now this is where things look particularly strong. The profit after tax, or PAT, jumped significantly. For FY 2025, it was 1,189 crore rupees. That's a substantial 39.6% increase year-over-year from 852 crore rupees in FY 2024. So while the new business margin compressed slightly, the overall bottom line saw robust growth.
Wow, nearly 40% PAT growth is impressive. Any indication of what drove that? The press release mentioned higher surplus emergence from legacy business, partly offsetting new business strain.
That seems to be a key factor. While the VNB margin on new business dipped slightly, the profitability from their existing book of business and perhaps investment income management likely contributed significantly to that strong PAT number. We should also look at the embedded value, or EV.
Absolutely. EV is crucial for insurance companies, representing the value of the business. How did that move?
The embedded value grew to 479.51 billion rupees, or 47,951 crore rupees, as of March 31st, 2025. That's a healthy 13.3% increase from 423.37 billion rupees at the end of FY 2024. The return on embedded value, or ROEV, for the year was 13.1%.
Okay, solid EV growth there. What about other key indicators like assets under management and the solvency ratio?
Assets under management, or AUM, also saw growth, reaching 3.09 lakh crore rupees, up 5.2% year-over-year from 2.94 lakh crore rupees. More critically, their solvency ratio improved significantly. It stands at 212.2% as of March 31st, 2025, up from 191.8% a year ago and well above the regulatory requirement of 150%.
That's a very comfortable solvency position. Did they mention how that improved so much?
Yes, the presentation notes on slide 15 mention they raised additional subordinated debt of 1,400 crore rupees during FY 2025, which would certainly bolster that solvency margin.
Makes sense. And did the board recommend a dividend for shareholders?
They did. The board recommended a final dividend of 0.85 rupees per equity share for FY 2025, subject to shareholder approval, of course. That's based on the board outcome letter.
Okay, any significant exceptional items impacting the results this year?
Looking through the financials, there don't appear to be any major exceptional items reported separately, suggesting the profit figures reflect the underlying operational performance, including that legacy surplus emergence we talked about.
Good to know. Let's switch gears to the business mix. How did the different product segments perform in terms of driving that APE growth?
Right. Looking at the product-wise growth slide 9, the overall savings APE, which includes annuities, grew 16.6% year-over-year to 8,769 crore rupees. Within that, the non-linked savings portion saw a revival in the fourth quarter, though it was down 5.6% for the full year. Linked products APE grew strongly at 28.5% for the year.
And what about the protection segment? That's often seen as a higher margin area.
Protection APE overall grew 7.4% to 1,638 crore rupees. But the real highlight here is retail protection. As shown on slide 12, retail protection APE saw a very strong growth of 25.1% year-over-year, reaching 598 crore rupees. This aligns with the company's stated focus on growing the protection and annuity businesses. Annuity APE also grew, contributing 875 crore rupees.
That strong retail protection growth is definitely a positive sign. How did the distribution channels contribute to the overall business?
The channel mix slide 10, was a well-diversified approach. For FY 2025 APE, bank assurance contributed 29.4%, agency was 28.9%, direct sales were 14.4%, partnership distribution was 10.9%, and group business was 16.4%. Notably, the proprietary channels, agency and direct combined, contributed over 50% of the retail APE mix in FY 2025, showing strong growth of 15.2% combined. Bancassurance also posted strong growth at 18.2%.
Diversification seems key there. How are their persistency ratios holding up? That tells us about customer retention.
Persistency looks pretty stable and healthy. The crucial 13th month persistency ratio for regular and limited pay policies was 89.1% in FY 2025, slightly up from 89.0% in FY 2024, slide 13. The longer-term ratios like the 61st month persistency are also holding up reasonably well at 64.1%.
Okay, solid persistency. Before we get to the outlook, let's talk about the auditors. We have the detailed reports here. What's the verdict from Walker Chandiok and County LLP and MP Chitale and Company, the joint auditors? Any red flags in the standalone or consolidated reports?
This is a crucial check. I've reviewed the independent auditors' reports attached to both the standalone and consolidated financial results. The good news here is that both reports clearly state that the auditors have issued an unmodified opinion.
Unmodified? So, that means a clean chit? No qualifications, adverse opinions, or disclaimers of opinion?
Exactly. For both the standalone and the consolidated financials for the year ended March 31st, 2025, the joint auditors concluded that the financial statements give a true and fair view in conformity with the accounting principles generally accepted in India. They haven't raised any major concerns or qualifications, which is a significant positive, especially for a complex business like insurance.
That's very reassuring to hear. A clean auditor's report provides a good degree of confidence in the numbers presented. So considering the strong PAT growth, the APE milestone, solid EV growth, improved solvency, focus on protection, and the clean audit reports, what's the overall outlook?
Disclaimer first. As always, this isn't investment advice. Please consult with a certified financial advisor before making any decisions. Based on these results and the management commentary from the press release, the outlook appears quite positive. They've hit a significant APE milestone, demonstrating growth momentum. The strong PAT growth, bolstered solvency, and focus on high-potential segments like retail protection and annuity are encouraging. The slight dip in VNB margin is something to watch, likely linked to product mix shifts, but the overall profitability picture is strong. The clean auditor reports add a layer of comfort.
What about potential risks?
The usual risks apply: market volatility affecting AUM and linked products, interest rate fluctuations which can impact EV and VNB as shown in their sensitivity analysis, Slide 19. Regulatory changes in the insurance sector and intense competition. Maintaining persistency and managing costs effectively will also remain key.
Right. So to summarize, ICICI Prudential Life Insurance delivered a strong FY 2025. Key highlights are the impressive 39.6% PAT growth, crossing the 10,000 crore APE mark with 15% growth, steady EV growth, a much stronger solvency ratio aided by sub-debt, and continued momentum in the retail protection space. The VNB margin saw a slight compression due to mix changes, but the overall picture is robust, significantly backed by clean, unmodified opinions from their joint auditors on both standalone and consolidated results.
Well summarized. It seems like a solid performance overall, navigating the market well and strengthening their financial position while hitting key growth milestones.
Definitely one to keep an eye on. That's all the time we have for today on Market Pulse. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks everyone. We'll catch you on the next episode.